Shalom, brothers. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. This is another quick news update. Uh, just a couple days ago, uh, Bush uh, killed or repealed or overturned the Internet Privacy Act or the Internet Privacy Rules that was put in place by Obama when he was in the presidency. And what the privacy rule did is it prevented ISPs, internet service providers, your cell phone providers from sharing or selling uh, your private information. So your location history, sites that you visited, um, apps that you're using. But this guy, uh, this guy Trump, a couple days ago, he repealed the act. So as you can see right here, it says it's official. Your internet provider can share your web history. Your browsing history could be up for sale. Right here it says in a major blow to consumer privacy, President Trump signed a resolution today reversing an Obama era rule that restricted what internet providers could do with their customers' data. Most notably, the privacy rule would have prevented internet providers from using, sharing, or selling a subscriber's web browsing history without first getting their explicit permission. The rule also required internet providers to take reasonable steps to secure data from hackers and to notify customers in the event of a breach, but Republicans argued that the rules were confusing to consumers. But Republicans argued that the rules were confusing to consumers and unfair to internet providers. They said that it didn't make sense for the rules to not also cover web companies like Facebook and Google. But basically, brothers, what this opens up the door for Esau to um, gather information about you, your personal history, get into your personal life, and to mine data. They have something called data mining, which is where they collect a bunch of data from a person and they do something called data mining. In other words, they run it through a software and they can trace, your location, where you've been visiting, what sites you've been going to, if you're on a road, what locations you've been stopping at. So they can sell this information to companies so that they can send advertisements to your phone, text messages, play certain ads as you're going to certain web pages. And more importantly, this opens up the door for America to make a lot of money, the elites to make a lot of money, because now we know everything's being outsourced since everything's over the net. They're outsourcing everything through these different countries. China is a big one. And so a Chinese company can get your data or buy your data from Verizon or AT&T, and they can send you personal advertisements and things like that, because they can find out if you're on the road, where you've been visiting. Let's say you stop by a sandwich shop. They know, okay, you like peanut butter and jelly. They'll send you some type of ad about that. So in other words, it opens up the door for a lot of these companies to make money. And we all know America is a gateway for these other nations to make money. This is how America keeps peace, or keeps from being at war with these other nations, because they provide them with money. As the scriptures say, the gold and silver. But as you read in the scriptures, there's going to come a point in time where the gold and silver, they're not going to give a damn about that, and they're just going to go to war with America, which it looks like we're getting to that right now, because Donald Trump just launched a missile attack upon Syria. You see, but more importantly, what this does is this allows the government to gain your personal information with going through less red tape, so to speak, because now there's a law that passed that, look, they have to give up your information. So there's no warrant that will be needed or anything like that. There's less red tape. Um, and also, what they can do is Esau can hire third-party companies that specialize in data mining, that specialize in taking customers' data and formulating or figuring out your pattern, your eating pattern, your location pattern, what you do in the morning, because they can track you on the GPS. All that information is available to them right now, so they can just hire a third-party company, which all these companies work for the elites anyway. That's why they all have Masonic symbols in their logos, and Esau could just tell one of these large companies to give them the task to look. We want this guy right here. We want you to work on this project. We need you to gather all his information, find out what he's been doing for the past month. You see, yeah. So that's what they really plan on doing with this. But they're not going to put that in the news. So that's pretty much it. You brothers can look more into it. And I have a scripture, which is Isaiah 42. I'll start at 6. It says, I, the Lord, have called thee into righteousness, and the thee is talking about the elect, and will hold thine hand, and will keep thee, and will give thee for a covenant of the people, for a light of the Gentiles. Meaning the Lord is going to guide our path, make sure we walk the righteous path, and keep us protected. Verse 7, to open the blind eyes, to bring out the prisoners from the prison, and them that sit in darkness out of the prison house. Now, the prison house is really talking about these lies, this matrix, as we call it, America and this matrix that basically has engulfed the whole world and blinded people. But the Lord is going to have a certain elect men that he's going to take out of that prison house. He's going to pull out of that matrix and wake them up. Part of that prison house, a part of that matrix, a vital component of that matrix is the internet. The whole matrix basically uses the internet. That's why it's called the World Wide Web. It's a trap. So it's a prison. So they're using this internet to keep people trapped up. This is how they spread their disinformation, because people go online, they Google stuff, and they find, there's nothing but lies out there unless the Lord leads you to his men, to one of his, to the teachings, great millstone. But other than that, you're stuck in a prison house. Okay? Which all this, what we're talking about, the Internet of Things, your information being sent out to these different companies. This is part of that matrix. This is part of the trap of this Internet of Things, of this World Wide Web. Okay? So it says, open the eyes of the blind eyes, to bring out the prisoners from the prison, and them that sit in darkness out of the prison house. So even though we're trapped in this prison, but we're not, in other words, we're physically trapped in this prison, we're not in darkness, okay? We know what these laws that they're passing are about. We know what they're really for. It's all leading to the New World Order. But the rest of the world doesn't know this. Verse 8 says, I am the Lord. That is my name. And my glory will I not give to another, neither my praises to graven images. And what that means is that the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, his name, which is part of his glory, he's not going to give it to another nation. Okay? And that's it. All right, brothers. So with that, I'm going to say shalom. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Barakathum. Shalom, brothers.